Welcome to this week's yoga class. So for this class I thought we'd focus on building a little bit of strength through the body. So we are going to start seated, and if you bring the soles of your feet together in front of you with your feet just a little bit further away from you rather than the heels too close into the body. And then just gently fold yourself forwards. You can let the back round if that feels okay for you. If you do have any herniated discs, it might be better that you come forwards with a flat back. See how it feels for you. And just start to link into your breath. So soften through your shoulders. Relax the muscles of your face. If you've got any props, you could always use them here. You've got a bolster, quite nice to come forward leaning onto a bolster, kind of quite yin style. I'm just taking a few moments to link into your breath. Breath in and out through the nose. Let your breath slow down. Nice rhythmic breath. Let's just take 2 more rounds of breath here. And then use your next in-breath. Start to bring yourself back through to upright. If you can hear, it's rain. If you're just wondering what that is in the background, it's the rain. Take your hands onto your shins and then just start to circle through the body. So you're going side, forwards, opposite side, back. And you might feel that you're kind of rolling a little from one sitting bone to the other. And take it back, opposite direction. One more time. And then come back through to upright and just bring your feet in towards you, so just any easy cross-legged position. We're going to clasp the hands behind the back, take the hands over towards the left hip and drop your left ear down towards your shoulder. Just a couple of breaths here. Enjoy the stretch. At your next in-breath, bring the head back through to upright, other side. Hands over to the right hip. Drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder. And then inhaling to bring the head back up, just release the hands, soften the shoulders, hands on the thighs, and just drop your chin down towards your chest. A bit of a stretch in the back of the neck, the top of the back. And then use your next in-breath, lifting the chin. And we'll come over onto all fours. So from all fours, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, just starting to engage through the core, lengthening the right leg out behind you and the left arm out in front. And then on your out breath, draw the knee and the elbow in towards each other. So inhale, you're extending out. Exhale, you're drawing in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Couple more. Extend it out and then take the left hand and the right knee back down onto the mat. Let's do the other side. Left leg extends, right arm out in front. You can always just hold it in place if you prefer. If it's feeling okay, we're going to round the spine, knee to elbow. Okay, bring your right hand, your left knee back down onto the mat. Hips stack over knees as you creep the arms out in front of you and find your way into Anahatasana. Either forehead or if you can, if you've got the flexibility there and it feels okay, chin onto the mat. Engage through the lower abdomen, just tone through the pelvic floor, a couple more breaths. And then walk your hands back in towards you. Tuck your toes underneath. We're going to sit the hips back on the heels. So if you've got any straggling little toes, just tuck them in there. And then bring the hands, we're going to intertwine the fingers and just start to circle through the wrists. Look at both directions. Release the wrists, maybe just give the hands a little bit of a shake. And take your hands onto your shoulders. We're just getting into the shoulders a little bit, so nice big circles through the elbows. And then just release the hands down. Walk the hands back out in front of you. Tuck your toes, downwards facing dog. If you want to find some movement here, you might just walk your dog. Just feel into your body. Notice where it feels stiff, where it feels quite open. Any injuries you have that you need to be giving mind to today. And then from your down dog, walking hands in towards feet to find your dangling forward bend. Couple of breaths here. Maybe there's a bit of movement. Just keep your knees as bent as you need them to be. One more breath. And then release your hands. Walk your hands back out in front of you so you come through to your plank pose. Now there is always the option to drop the knees down onto the mat if you wish. Couple of breaths here. Engaging through the core. Tailbone is tucked rather than sticking up. Gaze down so you stay long in the back of the neck. And then with slowness and control, we're going to lower all the way to the floor. So you come all the way down. Untuck your toes. Take your hands out wide. Tented fingers if it feels okay. And inhale, just coming up through to cobra. So keep the shoulders nice and soft. Just come up to your own degree. Crown of the head up, heart forwards. And then your next out breath bring you back down. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Find your way into your child's pose. Settle the hips back down on the heels. Keep the arms creeping out in front of you, but we're going to just lift a little so that we can walk the hands over to the left. So you're kind of lifting your torso onto your left thigh. See if you can creep your right fingers out a little bit further over towards the left, just getting into the side body. And then bring it back through centre and then over to the right. So torso on right thigh, left fingers creep out in front. Keep the tailbone lengthening back. And then use your next in-breath. Bring it back through to centre and up onto all fours. And we're going to tuck the toes underneath. Press the ground away from you and lift your knees a little bit away from your mat. Here comes the cat. Now you can stay here if it feels okay. Straighten your left leg out behind you. Keep your right knee low. Tendency is to kind of lift up here. Try not to do that. Left leg comes back down. Keep the left knee low. Right leg lifts. Again, if it's too much, just stay both knees hovering. Bring it back. Hips up and back. Downwards facing dog. From your down dog, use your next in-breath, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand and take your right arm up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, reach back out through your left heel. Put the twist for the spine, bring the right hand back down, step back through to plank, and then the other side, left foot to the outside of the left hand, left arm lifts. And press up through the right thigh. And then bring the left hand down, step it back through to plank. You can vinyasa, or you can move straight to down dog. If you're vinyasing, maybe linger just a moment in your back bend. And then hips up and back. So breath or two, draw down through the heels. And then use your next in-breath, draw your right knee in towards your chest, come through to high plank, press the ground away from you, hold it there for a couple of breaths, keep sucking the right leg in towards the chest, and then step the right foot through between the hands, inhale the arms up for your high lunge. So just find a little bit of movement here. As you exhale, lower the left knee down towards the mat. Inhale, we'll lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale it down. Inhale, lift. Two more. Well done. So you come back up. We're going to take this into a balance. So flying dragon, arms out to the sides, Vera 3, arms out in front of you. I'm going to keep my hands at my heart centre purely because I don't have space. So right leg floats up behind you. Just finding your version of Virabhadrasana 3. One more breath. Soften the right knee, step the left foot back behind you. So you're back into your high lunge. And then we're going to find a twist. Hands to the heart, twist to your right, and then extend your arms out to a T. Soften through the shoulders. And then drop your right hand to your left thigh, flip the left palm, and reverse it. One more breath. Come back out, arms to a T first. You're going to come back through to that twist, facing forwards. Out of the twist, I should say. And then release your hands down to frame your right foot. So your choice, vinyasa, straight to down dog. Perhaps it's a one-legged vinyasa. Or meeting back in downwards facing. And then from there, we're going to draw the left knee in towards the chest as you come through to high plank. Press the ground away from you. Suck the left knee in towards the chest. And then step the left foot through between your hands, come up, high lunge. So the shoulders are up, but they're nice and relaxed, there's no tension there. And you have the choice to hold this or start to lower the right knee down. Just hover it above the mat. Your inhale brings you back up again. So exhale, you're lowering. Inhale to lift. Exhale down. Inhale up. 3 more. Come back through to your high lunge. And we'll find our way into that Virabhadrasana 3. Either arms out to the sides in front or hands to the heart. Take your weight onto your left leg and you have to step back a little bit. The right leg floats up behind you. Take one more breath. Step the right foot back behind you. So you're back into your high lunge. And then we'll find our way into that twist. So twisting to your left, arms out to a T. Drop the left hand to the back of the right thigh. Flip the right palm. Reverse your warrior. Come out the way you went in, back through to facing centre, and again your choice, straight to down dog. Maybe it's a normal vinyasa, maybe it's a one-legged one. All meeting in downwards facing. And then from there, soften the knees, look forwards, step, jump, float the feet forward between the hands. Halfway lift. As you exhale, fold in, head to legs. Have a couple of breaths here in your dangling forward bend. Tip a little bit of weight into the front of the feet. And then use your next inhale to look up, halfway lift. Exhale, soften the knees, hands to the waist. Inhale to come all the way through to upright. Okay, I'm losing my mic. Okie dokie. Bring your feet together. Lengthen on your in-breath, on your out-breath, bend your knees, sink your hips. Lift your arms up alongside the ears. Utkatasana, your chair pose. Gaze fixed on one spot. And then use your next in-breath, come up onto the balls of the feet. And on your out-breath, we're just going to slowly start to lower the hips down towards the heels. Take your arms out in front of you to counterbalance. So if you need the support of your hands, you just drop them to the floor. Gently sit yourself back and we'll come straight into our Navasana. If you need to keep the feet on the floor, then do. Perhaps there's just a 90-degree angle. Take one more breath. We're going to bend the knees, bring the hands forwards. I need to take a vinyasa, so you can go straight to down dog if you wish. And we'll all meet in downwards facing. And then from your downwards facing, take your right foot to the outside of your right hand, the left foot to the outside of the left hand, and sit yourself down in Malasana. If you need to be on the floor, feel free to do that. I'm just going to turn to face the camera. Turn the backs of your hands together. Just get into the backs of the wrists a little bit. You can close the eyes, you can have the eyes open. And just release out the hands, maybe just give them a little bit of a shake. And then can you come up to standing without using your hands? Bring the hands to the heart. Exhale, come back down. Couple more. Inhale, up. Exhale, back down. Inhale to come up. Exhale, let's take it back down. One last time, just inhale to come up through to standing, and then heel toe your feet to parallel, about a hip width. And we'll come through into a little bit of a balance. Weight onto the left leg, right leg lifts up in front of you. You can hook the big toe and maybe work with the leg bend, or if it feels okay, straighten out the right leg. Try and square the hips forwards. And then on your next out breath, we're going to start to soften the left knee. Now you just come down to your own degree. Maybe you just come down a little bit and hold it there. If it feels okay, maybe you come all the way to the floor. And maybe you can find a little bit of a balance here. So use your next in-breath. Strong left leg. Bring yourself back through to upright. Maybe straighten out that right leg again if you've bent it. And then bend the knee, gently place your right foot back down on your mat. Okay, let's come to the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Hook onto the big toe, either work with the leg bent or you can straighten it out. Couple of breaths here, drop your left hip down towards the mat. And then there is the option to start to bend the right knee, and maybe just bend it a little bit and hover there. Maybe you can come all the way down. Once you're down, maybe you can find that balance. And then use your next in-breath to come back up again. One more breath here. And then bend your left knee, take your left foot back down onto your mat. Heel toe your feet just a little wider than hip width. Hook onto opposite elbows and just find a dangling forward bend. And then just release your hands down onto the mat. We're going to step back through into plank. And from there, find side plank. Right hand to the centre of the mat. Roll onto the little toe side of the right foot. Take the left arm up towards the ceiling. You can always drop the right knee down onto the mat if you wish. Getting all wobbly now. And then lift up through the left arm. Draw the left arm forwards over your ear. So lengthening into the left side body. Take the left arm back up towards the ceiling. Come back through plank. We'll work to the other side. Left hand to the centre of the mat. Right arm up. Again, drop your left knee down if you need to. And then reach the right arm out over your ear. A little lift up through the hips. Feet stay flexed. Try and keep hands, hips and feet all in one line so you're not kind of sticking your bum out behind you. Take your right arm back up towards the ceiling, come back through plank, and then as you exhale, chaturanga, inhale back up to plank. We'll do that one more time, drop the knees down to the mat if you need to. Exhale, chaturanga, inhale back up to plank, and then hips up and back, downwards facing dog. Connect to breath. And then on your next out breath, bring your knees down onto your mat. So we're going to come down onto our forearms, clasping the hands. And you can always do this with the knees down on the mat. You need to walk your knees a little bit further back to be able to get the movement there. If you're feeling a little bit stronger, we'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, come up into dolphin, and then work with some dolphin push-ups. So your exhale will bring you forwards, inhale will bring you up. So it's almost like you're coming forwards to a forearm plank, and then hips up and back. And then keep going with these. Try not to let your elbows go out wider than shoulder width. If you need to stop and rest, just taking a rest. Couple more. And then find your way into child's pose. So knees down onto your mat, forehead down, take your arms alongside your body. Couple more breaths here. And then extend your arms back out in front of you. Find your way into your downwards facing dog. And then from your down dog, bring your right elbow down onto your mat, your left elbow down onto your mat. So you're in your, back in your dolphin pose, and then come back up. And then the other way, left elbow down, right elbow down, and come back up. We're going to do a few more of those, and you can do them one at a time like that, or maybe you can bring both your elbows down to the mat at the same time, and then lift them both at the same time. So pick the version that suits your body best. Let's do 2 more. And then walk your hands in towards your feet. Yeah, and find your dangling forward bend. Your exhales, you're just releasing into your pose. And then release your arms. Heel toe your feet. So their hip width maybe a little wider. Sit yourself down in your malasana. And then what we're going to do, and you might, so just be mindful doing this, some people might just want to drop chin down towards the chest, that might be enough. If it feels okay, just clasp the hands, you're not pulling, it's just a gentle weight of the hands adds to the stretch. So mindful of your neck. Just a sense that the back rounds a little, you know, nice stretch in the back. And then just release that out. Clasp your hands, and we'll just get into the wrists a little bit again. Okay, and then we're going to walk it back out into a plank pose and come back to that side plank. Now if you've got wrist issues and you want to work on, I'm losing my mic again, and you want to work on your forearm, you can always do a forearm side plank instead. So right hand to the centre of the mat, roll onto the little toe side of the right foot, left arm lifts. If you want to add on, we're going to hook the big left toe with the left fingers and extend the left leg up. One more breath. Gently release the left leg, take it back down, come back through plank. Other side, again, left forearm if you wish, you can drop the left knee down onto the mat if you wish. If it's feeling okay, hook your right big toe, extend your right leg up. Release the right leg back down onto the mat, come back through plank. Let's move through chaturanga, up dog, downwards facing. Couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to step or jump through to seated and come back into Anavasana. Soften the shoulders, reach the arms out in front. Just straighten the legs to your own degree. If it feels okay, take it back into your half boat. Squeeze in towards the midline, lift the shoulder blades up away from the mat. One more breath. Inhale, we'll bring you back up. Take a breath there. Soften the shoulders. One more time. Arms reach out in front. So yogi's choice, you can stay here, maybe to big toes on the mat, maybe you lift the feet a little bit, maybe you can straighten the legs. Take it back, half boat. One more breath. Tips of the shoulder blades lift up. Use your in breath to bring you back through to upright. Plant the feet. Find your way back into Malasana. And then on your next out, in fact, let's just because we can, let's stand up. Inhaling there. Exhale, bring it back down. Sit yourself back down onto your mat. So extend your right leg out in front. If it's okay, we're going to bend that left leg up behind us. You might need to sit on a couple of blocks or cushions. If it's really not comfortable, then Cobra would be a good option, because we're going to take this into a little bit of a back bend. So if this doesn't work for you, come back through to your Cobra or your up dog. So we're going to start to lean back into the hands. And if that feels okay, you can go a little bit further. Just stop wherever you need to. If that feels okay, maybe you can come all the way back down onto your mat. Couple of breaths. Either arms rest on you or alongside you. My left knee lifts a little away from the mat. That feels okay for me. You can always put a cushion or a block underneath it if you feel like it needs some support. Just be very mindful of how your body feels. And then use your next in-breath, bring yourself back through to upright, and we'll swap it over. So if you're doing Cobra, just repeating your Cobra, right leg bends up behind you. Again, maybe this is where you stay, maybe you can lean it back a little bit, maybe you can come back all the way. One more breath. Let your next in-breath bring you back through to upright. And then release out that right leg. So if you were in Cobra, we're going to bring ourselves up through to seated and find our way into Gomukha. So I'm just going to turn to face this way. Right foot crosses over left leg. Turn the top of the foot to face down. If you've got tight hips, you can stay here. The full pose, you're going to bring your left heel over towards your right hip. If you want more of a stretch, you're edging your feet away from you, less intensity, feet in towards the hips. Left arm up towards the ceiling, bend the elbow, and either take your right hand to your left elbow and draw the elbow back behind the head, or take your right hand behind you and hold on to your opposite fingers. Lengthen on your in-breath, and on your out-breath, fold forwards. Let your next in-breath bring you back through to upright. Release out your arms, and then we're going to swap over the legs. So there is the option to just pivot yourself around. So you're facing your legs are the opposite way. If that didn't work for you, right leg extends, left foot bends to the outside of the right hip, top of the foot faces up, and you can either keep the right leg extended or bend it up. You're sitting down, both sitting bones on the ground between your heels, or maybe you're on a block. Blocks, cushions can make this much more doable for some of us. Bend your right elbow, drop the hand between your shoulders, and either left hand to right elbow or left hand behind you. Lengthen on the in-breath, and on your out-breath, fold forwards. To leave. Breath in and out of the nose, one more breath. And then use your next in-breath to come back through to upright. And as you exhale, release out the arms. Maybe just give them a little bit of a shoulder roll. And then extend your legs. And we're just going to lie ourselves back down for our relaxation. So finding your way into your Shavasana. Relaxing your face, relaxing your shoulders. Slowing your breath down. Relaxing your body. And staying for as long as you need to. I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the class. Namaste.